And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. This is the PIW Paralegal Reacts channel. Y'all look down below, see if you're subscribed. This is the second channel. You already know we're launching this off. I'm going to be reacting to more stories than the ones that I would normally react to on the regular channel. So y'all make sure you give a like and subscribe. I just saw this, y'all. I just saw this headline. It says 120 plus, I guess over 120 illegal migrant truckers busted in Oklahoma sting. We're going to take a look at it here. Y'all already know, if you know me from the other channel, you know this is one of my topics that I cover, but I'm going to be covering it on this channel today. So let's take a look and see what this report says.
Your immigration bus caught dozens of illegal drivers, and some of them with questionable licenses. Oklahoma's governor is standing by for us, but first, senior national correspondent William Lajeunesse is reporting live in Los Angeles on that. What are we learning, William?
Well, that's just a spotlight, Sandra. U.S. roads are inundated with hundreds of thousands of commercial drivers who don't speak English, can't read road signs, don't sleep, and undercut U.S. driver wages by some 70%. That's a conclusion by the feds, came after this Florida crash in August, prompted a deep dive into actually who's driving America's 18-wheelers. According to Secretary Sean Duffy, sanctuary states like California and New York and some red states are giving Biden-era asylum seekers commercial licenses.
The process for issuing these licenses is absolutely 100% broken. It has become a threat to public safety.
Y'all know one question I have is, do you have to have a regular driver's license in order to get a commercial's license? Commercial license in these states that are issuing the driver's licenses to people who are in the country without permission or with permission for that matter. So if you know the answer to that, and maybe it might be even state by state, y'all already know 50 states, 50 different systems. So it might be that in this state, you can get a commercial license without even having a regular driver's license, and maybe in the other state you can't. So if you know something about that for your state, drop a comment down below and let us know.
And it is a national emergency.
Duffy highlighted crashes across the country like this 17-car pileup in Texas in March, 5 dead, including an infant. The driver, an asylum seeker from Eritrea who spoke Ethiopian, now indicted for manslaughter. And in New Mexico, this big rig makes no attempt to stop, killing one, injuring another. The driver, according to court records, only spoke Mandarin.
Oh no!
Our highways are full of what we believe to be hundreds of thousands of improperly licensed commercial truck drivers, a lot of them being illegal immigrants.
Last Friday, Duffy ordered states to stop issuing CDLs to any non-U.S. citizen or lawful resident. He estimates 190,000 non-domiciled truck drivers should lose their license. An audit found California issued 25% of its CDLs illegally to immigrants. Now in Oklahoma, a highway checkpoint found 20% of truck drivers were illegal immigrants. Some licenses had no first or middle name.
The vast majority of those people had crossed the southern border into the United States between 2020 and 2024.
Y'all, this is, listen, I'm not going to be alarmist about this. Yeah, I was about to say it's a major problem. It's a big problem. I mean, is it like catastrophically big? For the people who are losing their lives, it is. But the big problem is all of the people who came across the border. Y'all, one of the reasons I talk about this, one of the reasons, like if you watch the main channel, you watch this channel, is because I know these people personally. I don't know them all, but I just, it became a topic of interest because as I frequently travel, and there was a time where it seemed like everybody was like, yeah, man, I'm about to go to the United States. And I'm like, yo, this is a problem. I mean, like, I have a guy installing my electricity. Yeah, man, I'm about to go to the States. Have a guy installing my cable. This is my cable, you know, my internet in another country. Yeah, man, I might not be here much longer. And I'm like, oh, yeah, there's a problem. So that's one of the reasons why this is something you hear me talk about this so often.
And all of them had crossed on the southern border.
So states began issuing non-domiciled CDLs in 2021. when President Biden addressed a dispute over driver shortage. Duffy says any state that continues to issue those CDLs to foreigners will lose their highway money. Sandra?
All right, William Marchioness on that for us. Thank you. John?
All right, let's dig deeper on this by bringing in the governor of the great state of Oklahoma, Kevin Stitt. Governor, thanks so much for being with us.
Before we go into that, doesn't it feel like taking their funds is that enough? Is that enough? I mean, like, I'm not trying to say, look, we need to be, the punishment people, but eventually you take all their money and either the courts are going to say, hey, you have to give it back, or they just learn how to live without the money and they do what they want. So I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it's enough.
Really appreciate your time, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
So you, at least the Oklahoma Highway Patrol and ICE conducted a joint operation in recent days where you arrested more than 125 illegal aliens, and you came up with a number of commercial drivers who seemed to have licenses that were issued improperly or illegally to them in sanctuary states. You found that, I think, 20% of commercial driver's licenses that you examined were awarded to illegal aliens. And I've been reading what you've been saying about this. You're pretty hot about this whole thing.
Yeah, when my head of Highway Patrol called me and we were talking about this operation, and to us it's pretty simple. We're just going to enforce the law. And to drive on roads in Oklahoma, you've got to be able to read and understand English, especially the people driving 18-wheelers. So when he told me that he pulled over 520 vehicles at one of our checkpoints as an operation, and over close to 25% of these drivers were illegally driving. They were from China, Russia, Venezuela. It is unbelievable. And these aren't people that are here legally with a legal CDL. They had overstayed their visa. They had illegally obtained this CDL. And they're just violating the intent of the law and the absolute law. The one person that we posted on from New York had literally been detained at the southern border, crossing illegal in 2023, and then was just released. It was a catch and release type deal. And they showed up in New York and got their CDL license. And you saw that. It had no given name. And I'm not trying to call anybody out. I think the American people need to understand this is a problem, and we have to be a law and order state and a law and order country.
Y'all, one thing I want you to understand, this was the big eye-opening moment for me. When people I knew decided they were going to come to the United States over the border. And I always had this vision in my mind that you would cross the border. And sometimes, I think I've seen videos of people running away, they're trying to get wherever they're going quickly so they won't get caught. But people, the people I met, or I shouldn't even say met, the people I know, they said, I'm going to go and I'm going to turn myself in. Everybody was saying, turn myself in. Entregarme. That means turn myself in. And I was like, why are you going to turn yourself in? Then you're going to get sent back. No. The thing was, during that time, that's exactly what he just said. It's not even a catch and release. They would not catch you, meaning the Border Patrol. They weren't catching you. You were looking for them. If you didn't find them, you were waiting like, where is the Border Patrol? So you could give yourself over to them, because what they were doing is processing you and then releasing you into the country with a temporary legal status. So what you have to understand, you're thinking they go across the border and they run. I'm not saying nobody does, but millions of people weren't running. Millions of people weren't getting caught. Millions of people were looking for the Border Patrol or whoever the border authorities were to give themselves over so that they could be processed. Sometimes it would take days. Sometimes it would take weeks. Sometimes it would take months. You'd be in a detention facility for days, weeks, or months. But when you got let go, you have a time that you get to be in the United States legally. Now, does that allow you to get a driver's license? Depends on the state. Does that allow you to work? Usually you couldn't work, okay? So not legally, but you could take some steps to try to work. Would that allow you to stay permanently? You'd have to go through some kind of court process, which would usually take a couple of years, 2-3 years or whatever. Okay, so that's something y'all should know. This is what I know personally for sure. So I think this is very interesting. They arrested these people. I would like to know what's going to happen to them. I don't think they can arrest them for having these driver's licenses, because these licenses are issued by states. They're legal permission to drive, which are national. Once the state gives it to you, it's national in nature. You can drive anywhere in the United States. So y'all let me know down below. First of all, have you learned something? Hopefully you learned something. I'm giving y'all some knowledge from me, and maybe you'll see why this in particular is one of the topics that I really like to cover. Also, let me know in your state, can you get a CDL license without first getting a regular car license, passenger car license? Let me know, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment. Share this video out, y'all. Share it over email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all of your favorite social mediums. Thank y'all for watching. Love y'all, and we'll see you back in the next one.